everyone. Welcome back to the Grand Effects. I'm Timothy, and today we're diving into the topic that's not always easy to talk about, but it's necessary. We're going to talk about how unhealed trauma shapes our relationships, the kind of people we attract, and ultimately how important it is to be aligned or equally yoked in love, life, and legacy. And I've brought someone close to me in this conversation, my best friend. Together, we're going to unpack what healing really looks like and why alignment matters. Trauma leaves imprints, whether it's childhood experiences, broken relationships, or situations that left us feeling unseen or unworthy. Those moments can shape us in ways we don't always notice. Sometimes people ask, why do I keep ending up in the same kind of relationships? Why do I attract the same kind of pain? The reality is, unhealed trauma often signals vulnerability. And unfortunately, there are people who can sense that and take advantage of it. But here's the truth: acknowledging those patterns is the first step to breaking them. Healing isn't about moving on, it's about transforming the way you see yourself and the way you show up in the world. Healing changes what you allow, and it changes what you align with. And I want to bring my best friend into this conversation because we had some real talks about trauma does in our lives and how healing changes the story. So here is Joseph Batley, and he's going to give you a short personal reflection of how trauma has made them more vulnerable in past relationships and some self awareness and how healing helped them shift. So here he is.
Hey, Tim.
Hello.
Thanks for having me.
My,
Hi,
my,
followers.
my pleasure for coming on. Welcome to the Granny Facts.
Thank you.
So he is a subscriber. So tell me a reflection about how trauma made you more vulnerable in past relationships, and what is some self-awareness that you have learned and some healing that has helped you shift away from those things.
Well, for me, trauma made me very vulnerable in a previous relationship because I required a lot of attention, validation, just tell me that I matter to you. A lot of searching for that and never getting it. Because there was times when if I have a day at work and I want to come home and tell him, hey, my day went like this at work, or this, let me tell you what happened at work today. And he would just sit there and not say anything and everything like that. Do I not matter to you? Or what do I need to do to myself to change to make you see me or to validate me or to show me that you love me? Because something that people don't talk about is you can be in a relationship with someone and they'll say, oh, I don't have the wherewithal to do this. I don't know how to be nice, or I don't know how to talk to you and everything like that. But then you'll hear them on the phone with one of their best friends. They giving them everything. Their best friend will tell them how their day was, and you hear them saying, "Oh, that's what happened. Well, why you do this? Why you do that?" And you sit back like, "Hold up. A week ago, when I told you about my day at work, you just sat there and you let me be by myself, and you left me with my feelings and my emotions, and you left me feeling lonely and more vulnerable." And it just made me feel like, where's the validation? So that's something, that's trauma that triggered me. But when it comes to healing, I had to really tell myself, you require a lot of attention, Joey. Not because you want a friend to validate you or because you want an ex to validate you, because you don't know how to validate yourself. And that's not fair. My therapist taught me be self first, not necessarily selfish or just full of yourself, but put yourself and your needs first, because it's okay to say, hi, I'm Joseph and I need this and this. And hi, I'm Joseph. I know how to give myself that, because if nobody else is going to root for me, I am going to root for me.
Right.
So.
Exactly. And that's what I want everyone listening to sit with. Healing doesn't change you. Healing changes who you attract, what you accept, and how you love. You're no longer settling for cycles of pain. You're aligning with peace.
Right.
So this actually reminds me of the previous episode too, when we talked about understanding your purpose and presence. And one of the biggest truths from that episode was about surrender, learning to let go of what isn't meant for you. And healing trauma is the same. If you don't surrender those old wounds, you will end up holding on to your pain that shapes your present and your future. But when you release it, you create space for alignment. So there's a Bible verse that I have for you today, Isaiah 43:18 through 19. It says, forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. That new thing can't happen if you're still clinging to the old pain.
Right.
Letting go is what allows you to step into your purpose and align with people who are meant to walk beside you. So let's talk about being equally yoked.
Mm.
So there is a verse, Second Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14 says, do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers.
Mm.
And while that's often read spiritually, I
Mm.
believe it applies emotionally and relationally too, right? So think about it. If healing, growing, and building towards purpose, but I tie myself to someone who is living in cycles of unhealed trauma, that creates imbalance and friction. It keeps me from moving in alignment.
Yes.
So being equally yoked is about moving in the same direction with someone with the same kind of focus. It's not about faith, it's about emotional maturity, spiritual growth, and shared vision. Because the wrong alignment doesn't slow you down, it could pull you off course.
Absolutely.
So I have a great example. I have a friend that they got pregnant and had a baby.
Mm.
And now they have this thing where they're like, shoot, I don't even want to be with the baby father anymore
Oh.
because
Mhm.
they have seen so much issues with the baby father and the ideas and the
Right.
tactics and everything. And also, not only that, he also has other children.
Oh.
Yes.
Mm.
So it's like how he deals with his other baby mothers. And then when it comes down to her, she's like seeing the whole full picture and she's like, oh, yeah, I don't want to deal with that anymore. So they're always clashing.
Mm.
So when she calls me on the phone, she's like, look, I don't know about this. I don't know. And I'm just like, look, I don't know nothing about raising children or anything like that. I don't know. I said, the best thing you might have to do is go to therapy. But and she was like, it's very important to be equally yoked.
Yes.
Very important because you have to be with the person who aligns with you. Now she has this decision that she's stuck with for the rest of her life.
Mhm.
And not only that, it's not a consequence, it's a blessing. But if she went in a different direction and she found a person who was equally yoked with her, then it wouldn't be a consequence,
Mhm.
more to say. It would probably be more of an addition to, because she wouldn't have to take away herself. Now the consequence is that she has all this friction and all this imbalance, and it's taking her longer to get to her purpose now. Instead of if she had someone who was more aligned with her, it probably would have made an easier journey for
Right.
her to get to her purpose, even with the kid. So, and those who may not connect with scripture, here's the bigger picture. Healing is universal. In Buddhism, there's a teaching of detaching from cycles of suffering. In mindfulness, it's about releasing what no longer serves you. In every spiritual tradition, there's this idea of restoring balance and reclaiming presence.
Mhm.
Healing is about that balance. It's about finding wholeness so you can live from a place of peace instead of pain. So, today, I want to leave you with some affirmations. You can say them out loud with me or just let them sink into your spirit. I am worthy of healthy love.
I am worthy of healthy love.
My past does not define my future.
My past does not define my future.
I release what no longer serves me.
I release what no longer serves me.
I am aligned with healing, wholeness, and peace.
I am aligned with healing, wholeness, and peace.
And that is it. Thank you for tuning in to the Grand Effects. If this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who needs encouragement. And remember, you're not just surviving, you're aligning with purpose. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.